Hello, work life warriors. Happy Sunday. How are you? What y'all doing? We know y'all cleaned your house, you ran errands, you prepared for the work week, but did you do anything fun? This weekend, did you add any play, fun, joy, laughter into your life? Please, I would love to know. Drop down in the comments and share with me. What did you do? Right? We know that it is easy to just relax, to kind of just lay in your bed all day and do the things that you know you need to do to prepare for work next week. But what is just as important is your health and well-being. Yes, it's just as important. You must prioritize managing your stress, practicing wellness, adding play, fun, joy into your life. You don't want to just live in autopilot and go through the motions. That's boring. Life is supposed to be an adventure, not like boring. So it's in our best interest to figure out how can we improve the overall quality of our lives. How can we prioritize it? How can we practice prevention and be proactive in including what we need to add play, fun, joy, laughter, right? To make sure we're excited about life, to enjoy the journey. Life is stress, right? What more can we say? Life produces stress, but chronic stress is not healthy for us. So we have to eliminate our stressors. We have to practice wellness. And one of the best wellness techniques that you can use is reading. Reading is brain training. Your brain is a muscle, and we must make sure that we're working on it or working it out in order to adapt as we age. If you want confidence, if you want to improve your vocabulary, if you want new ideas, books are so influential, right? It is a way to help grow your mindset, stretch your mindset, depending on what you're reading, right? It's a way to take you out of reality. It actually decreases cortisol when you move your eyes from left to right. And so it's very important for us to figure out ways to read, right? Whether that's on the phone, whether that's a tangible book, a Kindle. We cannot just rely on like Facebook. That's not a real book, right? You have to read, well, I would say read at least one page a day. It's so very beneficial to you. But if you can, try to read a book a month. I tried to read a book a week, but a book a month is so vital to the development of your brain, to adapting into old age. And so it's very beneficial, and you'll be happy that you did. No one gets to old age and says, oh, I'm so mad I read that book. I'm so mad I spent my time reading. That's not a thing. And so go out there and manage your stress through reading, right? Make your brain bigger, quicker, stronger, faster, right? And so flex by adapting into old age because you're reading, you're growing, you're challenging your brain. And one of the best books that I've been reading, well, I read it already, but I've been reviewing with you all is, that's a gnat, Unstressable. Right, it is such a good book. As you can see, I have many different tabs in here that I want to talk to you all about. If I'm not mistaken, I think that this is video 13, 14. I'm not sure. Whatever I put in the title, that's what it is. So right now I'm on page 47. And I am on a very important quote that it has in the book right here. I don't know if you can see it, but it says, life is full of stressors. We feel less stressed when we learn the skills we need to handle the pressure. And this is absolutely true. I remember when I went into corporate America, I left college and I was ready to take over the world. I just knew I was going to climb the corporate chain. And when I got into the workplace, I was overly stressed. And what I noticed is most people were overly stressed, including leadership and the manager at the time. It was a nightmare. She was a first-time inexperienced manager, and she did not have any of the personable skills. She was more technical. And so we had high turnover. She did not manage well. It was just a problem. Every single day we had people who would complain. Every month we had a newsletter. It would be like 5 people who left the job, 3 new people. And I was there like almost 2 years. This was consistent, right? And it was a small company, under 100 employees, but they would lose at least 5 a month, 3 to 5 a month, right? And gain 2 to 3 each month to try to replace them, but no one would stay. And so I realized like, oh, I'm experiencing stress. Most adults are stressed. We did not learn about stress growing up. And so what is happening is when you don't know how to handle stress, you go to your whatever you learned from your childhood, right? So if your parents manage stress well, then you were lucky and you have the skills to cope with stress, right? But most of us did not learn that, and most of us are not adept with reducing stress. We did not learn that skill. We don't even know how to identify stress and how it's impacting our body. Many of the physical symptoms that we have, we don't tie to stress. And so in general, in life, we're moving poorly through life, or not moving the way we want to, showing up and showing out, because there's stress that stands in the way. It stands in the way of how we think, how we move, what we do, how we show up, the things that we don't do or say, right? And so it's in our best interest to learn about stress management and wellness training, because once you equip yourself with a toolbox in any given situation that is stressing you out, you have multiple practices that you can use to bring yourself back to homeostasis instantly, right? So you want tools that activate your parasympathetic nervous system, and you don't want the tools that will continue to have your sympathetic nervous system activated, right? So many of our go-to coping adaptive practices are not beneficial to us. So when we're stressed, we want to go and shop. It may reduce stress in the moment, right? But there's long-term consequences for what you're doing. We may drink alcohol, substance abuse, gamble, game. We may get on social media or binge eat or binge watch TV. And these things may make us feel like that we are not stressed in the moment. But as I mentioned, they are maladaptive and they have negative consequences, right? Avoiding, denying, distracting, withdrawing, blaming. These things are not beneficial, and they're not actually reducing cortisol. But they are our go-to methods, right? We are quick to withdraw or distract ourselves or deny or blame or shame that or obsess about what, or worry, right, about what is happening to us, the stressor itself, as opposed to like thinking about our emotions behind the stressor. How can we unpack our emotions? How can we embrace them, accept them, right, and then change them so that they're more beneficial to us? And how can we change our behavior to eliminate that stressor so that it doesn't stress us anymore? Just because something initially stressed you, you can change your mind about it and it no longer stresses you anymore. You just have to have the skills and the toolbox to be able to do that, right? There's steps, there's practices that you just don't know unless someone teaches you, unless someone is prompting you on, and this what this type of stress is, and here are some practices that you can use. Okay, this is emotional stress. Here's practices that you can use. Unless someone is teaching you these things or training you or providing a community of practice, it is hard for you to know what is beneficial, what is making sure that you are actually reducing cortisol in your body. Many of us think that we are managing stress, but it is said that 90% of visits to doctors are for stress-related symptoms, which means 90% of diseases and illnesses are stress-induced, which means 90% of us think that we are managing our stress, and we are not. Right? We think that, oh, I don't feel physically stressed right now. I don't feel emotionally stressed right now, so I'm not stressed. But if you ever read the book, The Body Keeps the Score, anytime that you are feeling any negative emotions, because emotions are energy in motion, if you do not work through that emotion and push it out your body deliberately, then your body is trapping it, and it causes disease and illness. And we wonder why we have, back issues, skin issues, rashes, we're not sleeping well, we have stomach issues, and it's because we're holding on to a lot of stress because 1, we don't know what stress is. 2, we don't know how it impacts our body. 3, it's normalized. 4, we think it's the price of success, and so we're not doing anything to manage our stress. And 5, we don't think we can do anything. We think that stress is just a part of living, and at best you can ignore it and it just goes away, but it doesn't. It causes blockages and diseases and illness in your body. It decreases your overall health and well-being, your quality of life, and you deserve to live a quality life. We have one life and we deserve to enjoy it. So why not take the time, invest the resources up front to make sure that you can improve the overall quality of your life. You can improve profits, increase profits. You can have more time, more money. You are enjoying your experience because you invested in learning what you need to learn and training on how to eliminate stress, and ultimately practicing with a community of like-minded people. And so for me, my whole life experience changed once I gained the toolbox or learned the skills needed to handle the pressure. So even during my worst moments in life now, it doesn't feel as bad. I feel like I'm dancing in the rain because I have learned to relax. I've learned to activate my parasympathetic nervous system. I have learned to kind of just like release control and figure out how to practice gratitude and enjoy the moment even when it's not ideal. And it's very hard to do. It takes time, right, and training, because we all have expectations, and when they're not met, we tend to react, right? And so it's a matter of pausing and responding and figuring out what would be the best practice that I can use for what I'm experiencing, right? So whatever stressor I'm experiencing in the moment, this practice may be more beneficial than that. And regardless of which one I'm using, I know that it is adaptive, right? And I'm not running to maladaptive ways, which are counterproductive, and eventually they will snowball into their out of control and impact your quality of life, whether that's disease or illness or many other things, right? ACEs talk about like how our childhood experiences impact our future, and we think that we're so far removed from our childhood experiences, but how your parents and the people around you manage stress is how you learn to deal with stress. And if they were diseased and ill and unhappy, that is your path, unless you disrupt it, disrupt the autopilot, do something different, learn something new, and challenge yourself, right? Prioritize health and wellness. Again, stress is not going to go away, right? Just your perception of it can change. You can think that stress is bad for you, and it will be, or you can think that stress is good for you. It's building anti-fragility. So when you think about anti-fragility, it's just like anything, like a muscle, right? So when you break a muscle, it comes back bigger, stronger. That's what you want to do. Life stressors should make you bigger, stronger, quicker, faster, wiser. Instead of breaking you or depleting you, it should make you better. And we can do that by being aware of what we're experiencing and having the toolbox and the skill set needed to approach life, right, in a very preventative and proactive way. It is easier said than done to just, again, ignore or address the emotions. That's easier than ignoring them, right? Ignoring them obviously is easy to do, and is what most of us do, which is why most of us are sick. But it's funner to decrease your stress, and it has more benefits, right? More future benefits. So decreasing your cortisol and stress doesn't have to be a chore. It doesn't have to be something that you dread doing. It can actually be fun, beneficial, something that you want to do. You look for opportunities to do. It's like a secret that you have. You look for opportunities to sneak away and take care of yourself. And once you prioritize yourself, it improves every aspect of your life, because you cannot thrive from an empty cup. So once you wake up and you start pouring into your cup, you can feed people from your overflow, and it improves the overall quality of your life. And again, it doesn't have to be a chore. You can do the things that make your heart sing, the things that you used to do as a kid to make you feel excited and joyous. You just have to commit to yourself. Commit to improving your health and well-being. Commit to having a quality life, to enjoying life. Life is an adventure. It doesn't have have to be dreadful. You don't have to hate every moment of it. You don't have to feel bad or childish or impractical for wanting a quality life, for wanting happiness, for wanting joy. You do not have to feel like a failure for going out and learning what you need to improve the overall quality of your life. None of us learn stress management. If you read books about, aging and regrets, a lot of them say that they wish that they had learned stress management because it would have transformed the game, right? And as a person who did not know stress management prior to learning it and now teaching it and now living it, I will say that it completely changed my life. And had I known this as a child, my life, the quality of my life would have been so much better. Right now as an adult. Although I am thriving, right, I would imagine that if I had learned this information as a child, I would have thrived much easier, quicker. I would have been in alignment quicker. I would have been able to help the people around me thrive more. But knowing what I know now, I am so very grateful that I stumbled across this information, and I'm able to bring it all to you to help you learn stress management in quick, easy, fun ways so that you can incorporate it into your already busy life. And so, as always, work-life warriors, listen. Living is a shared experience, and I'm enjoying my life, but it's not as fun if you're not having none. So get out there and play the stress away. I am Dr. Ebony Davenport, and I teach stress management. I show people how to utilize fun management solutions to decrease stress and counter burnout so that we're happier, healthier, and well balanced. And if you are experiencing chronic stress, daily stress, there is no shame in speaking with a stress management expert like myself who can help you order your life, figure out how to improve the quality of your life, to add some play, fun, joy, laughter back into it, so you're not just going through the motions or living in autopilot or just existing. You deserve a quality life. It's easier than you think, and it's absolutely worth the small investment. So, as always, work-life warriors, you still have time to play the stress away. You have 12, 14 hours before work come tomorrow. So what are you going to do? Drop down in the comments and tell me, what are you going to do to play the stress away so that you're ready for work tomorrow? When the alarm goes off, you hop out of the bed, ready to contribute some much needed value into the world instead of hitting the snooze button 11 times. You deserve to live a quality life. You deserve to enjoy the journey. We're all going to the same final destination, but whether you enjoy the journey or not, it's up to you. So get out there and play the stress away, and contact me if you need some help doing that. So I hope this helps, work-life warriors, and I will see you tomorrow for our stress management well chat. Have a great day.